Good Sunday morning, fellas.
Hello.
How y'all
Morning,
doing?
Morning.
Good.
So, good morning, YouTube land. People out there on Facebook, thanks for joining us. This morning, we are talking sports with your favorite hosts, -1. Jason will not be joining us today. So, before we get started, we have a message from our sponsor, Charlie over at Sing.
What is going on, guys? It's your man Charlie right here from Single Tree Barbecue. Did you know we are on a mission to build community through undeniable hospitality and the perfect plate of barbecue? Y'all come check us out, 2805 Old Fort Parkway, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 8, Sundays from 11 to 4. Give us a call at 615-307-0120. You can check us out on all the social platforms at Single Tree BBQ. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you. Appreciate all the support.
Thank you, Charlie.
Hey, Fleekster, we got elevator music in the background.
Oh, shiza. Yeah, I put that on earlier and I forgot to turn it off. 1 second, please.
I like it.
It's gone.
Well, boom.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the place, people. So thanks for tuning in.
Yes. So I looked at analytics earlier this morning and it looks like we're in Japan and Taiwan right now, but that was only on YouTube. Who knows who's watching us on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else. I haven't really looked at that, but if I get a chance, I will let everybody know where we're at. So before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that we're here to support the nonprofit Minutes Wisely, where we send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families to sporting events. It's our little way of saying thank you and trying to curb the terrible thing of veteran suicide. And the way we do that, we generate money through the show. As a matter of fact, we have a March Madness brackets coming up. If you guys are interested, you pretty much reach out to any of us, but we're going to point you over to Eric. Eric's running it for us. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
It's $20 to buy in. 50% of the winner goes to the winner. 50% goes to the nonprofit. Other ways of generating funds is purchasing the cookbook that 100% supports the nonprofit. Paulie's got some books for sale that goes to supporting. Also, we have some big events coming up, and more information will come out on this closer we get. But the Frontline Festival, tentatively June 14th here in Murfreesboro. Come on down, have a burger, hot dog. We have a big golf tournament event coming up. That's in September. We have a concert over at Charlie's Place. That's also in September. So I always got something going on, trying to get the word out. Also, I was in Michigan last week. Got a lot of movement on the nonprofit while I was there. People are willing to help us out up there. So there will probably be some kind of event going on in Michigan this summer. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Also, look for us at your local events. We'll probably have tables out, getting the word out. So you see a table out there that has Minutes Wisely on it, stop by and say hello.
And I'll be golfing in a tournament July 29th in Chicago. High school reunion every year thing. And Minutes Wisely will be sponsoring a hole out there.
Yeah, man.
Just spreading the word.
Yes, sir. So, yes, college basketball, March Madness. Check us out for some brackets. Also, we're rolling into championship weekend.
Yeah, what's Michigan State going to do, Fleek?
Oh, they're probably going to lose the first game. So Michigan State, I don't know, they're a weird team this year because at the beginning of the season, before they played the first game, everybody was talking about this is the most talented team Izzo's had, and they just came out and laid a major egg, man. They may make I don't know, are they on the bubble? Are they even going to make the tournament?
They're on the bubble. They have to win a couple games in the Big Ten tournament, I think, to get in. They play that tough non-conference schedule at the beginning of the year, and it just kills them every year, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's weird, man. As good as Izzo is, man, he just has a hard time with these top tier teams. It just seems like he is. I would love to see what his win percentage is against these top tier teams. I'm pretty sure it's probably not that great.
No, I think it's like 25%, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. I think it's like 25%.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Bad. It's bad. But you're playing Duke every year. You're playing North Carolina. You're playing Gonzaga. I don't know. I mean, that's what happens. Kentucky, they play.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating being a sports fan sometimes.
Yes, it is. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of parity in college basketball right now. Tennessee just lost last night to Kentucky. Like these teams that are top ranked aren't winning every game.
Right.
The number one team is getting 5, 6, 7 losses.
Everybody says it in football. When you have a good basketball team that's doing well, but when a good football team does well in basketball, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, they're legit." I don't think Tennessee's legit. I just don't. I don't see it. I mean, they got some talent, but like Sweet 16, maybe.
Yeah, I was just saying they're ranked 4th in the country. And they lost to.
I don't think they should be 4th in the country.
Right. Why? I agree.
Won the games they played, but they really haven't. They haven't beat anybody good.
No, and the SEC is pretty weak this year, I think, in basketball.
SEC basketball, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I love March Madness, man.
And I also don't think Houston's the number one team in the country either.
I agree with that. I think Connecticut's good. Purdue is just hard. It's hard to call them good.
Purdue is such an
it's so hard.
Underwhelming. I'm very underwhelmed with Purdue.
I mean, they could win every game of the season, and then come tournament time.
Do you trust Purdue? It's how much do you trust Purdue? And right now, I trust them zero. Big zero.
Mm-hmm. Creighton will surprise some people. Creighton's good.
Creighton.
They move the ball well. Kansas will make a run at the end. Alabama looks okay. Kentucky beat. We have some good big name schools in the top 25 that'll make a tournament run.
Yeah, I don't want to really talk about my my sleepers yet until the brackets are done.
I don't blame you.
But
we've got a lot of bracketology going on this week.
Yeah, there's a few schools that I mean, look at Indiana State.
Yeah, I like that. It's a great sleeper school.
Yep, that white boy, that big tall white boy they got on there, they're calling Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
What is he, 6'10"?
It's insane.
300 and some pounds. Dude got moves. I don't know. They could win a game in the tournament, and that kid could 100% be the darling of the tournament for a weekend. Yeah.
Well, why don't we talk about? I want to talk about somebody that's going to get Rich's blood curdling.
Oh boy,
Javier Baez.
Oh great. Why are you jumping to baseball already, man? We're talking about basketball.
Well, okay. All right, continue on.
No,
we weren't finished with basketball.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know. All right, go ahead.
Well, I was going to, before we get into baseball, I wanted to switch over to the NBA and talk about a play that I'm sure everybody has seen by now.
Edwards can't hit the second. Pacers have a chance.
Oh, yeah, this is why.
Neesmith blocked. Edwards getting up.
And
good night.
It looks like the Bulls and Detroit Pistons back in the day.
Yeah, they did have old school jerseys.
In the paint.
Yeah, well, Edwards jumped so high, hit his noggin on the rim.
He didn't just tap his head against the rim. He
transpired from there was one of the best of Anthony Edwards' career.
He took the side of his head. It's like right here.
It's wild.
I've seen them all.
And then blocks the shot.
I have not seen a game like this. This was really special. Rick Carlisle deciding not to go and call a timeout.
That looks like Lambert smacking Michael Jordan.
Situation. And,
oh my
God!
Anthony
Edwards
Wow! And watch how he lands.
His head under the backboard.
That dude got some.
Watch how he lands. He lands first, man.
Look at the fall that he takes, too. And credit the officials for letting them play on through that situation.
So, also I want to bring up that he twisted his ankle at the beginning of the game.
One of the most incredible
That's
plays
what I
you'll ever see.
Walked it off and came back.
The athlete that plays in the NBA today is unmatched.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You get played like that, I'm back into the NBA. That's what I want to see.
You get plays like that, what?
I'll come back and watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Anthony Edwards went off that game. He was like, he had a really good stat line. That was one of many highlights.
Yeah, I could get behind that dude for sure. That was wild.
Like Dennis Rodman-ish type stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the hops on that dude, he literally hit his head on the back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like he had 44 points that night.
After the game, when they interviewed him, he said he's literally never jumped that high before in his life.
Right, and look at how high his hand was in relation to the basket. It almost touched the top of the glass.
Adrenaline.
Insane.
And he jumped backwards. That was jumping backwards.
Yeah, and it was a game winner.
He's a game-winning block.
Yeah.
Yeah. The athlete in today's NBA is fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
When they're not crying.
He's good. Well,
yeah, I mean, that was just a
hard.
huge physical play. That was a huge physical play. I love to see that.
Mm-hmm. That was good. No call. I'm glad they didn't call anything. So,
correct.
That was good.
All right. Before we move on to baseball, there, Paul.
You know what? I'm gonna yell at the production supervisor back there because he's not cueing us in at the right time. He's fired. There's my rant.
Caitlin Clark breaks the all-time record, not just for women, but also for men.
Insane.
Does Iowa? How does Iowa fare in the tournament? In the women's tournament. I want to be specific here.
I have watched 0 women's college basketball other than Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I could care less, to be honest with you.
To be fair, I don't know.
Yes, but it is pretty astounding that she not only broke the women's basketball record, but also the men's. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right. There's a little caveat with that, though. Pistol Pete's record, he did that without a 3-point shot. He did that in 3 years because the freshman had to play on the JV team. So, not taking anything away from Caitlin Clark. Yeah. That was amazing, but
yeah, but you can also say nobody's done that since. I mean, how long ago did Pistol Pete play?
Oh, I think it was the 70s.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty amazing for her to do this.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And the way she did it too, like
we'll see how it translates into the WNBA because she already declared for the draft. So,
did Pistol Pete and Caitlin play the same number of games? Games played?
Oh no,
he played way less. He only played 3 years.
So that's even more remarkable right there.
Right.
There's probably more games in a season this year today. Also, I would assume.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah.
And also, there was no 3-point shot. So, how many of Caitlin Clark's points were 3-pointers?
Right. So she
And how many of Pistol Pete's shots would have been 3-pointers that were only counted as 2-pointers?
So she got down the track quicker because of the 3-point.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Now we got a little bantering going on in our group comment section with.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah, Johnny Fisher and Ken Borg about short track, which tracks are considered short tracks and which ones are not. And
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, no, I've just been watching I've been watching the comments here, and anyways, the first short track of the season's in Phoenix, according to Ken, and then Johnny says Phoenix is a 1-mile track. Short tracks are less than a mile length, and such as Martinsville, Bristol, and Richmond. Ken goes, NASCAR classifies Phoenix as a short track, by the way, he says. Why Phoenix is technically not a short track, the heavy braking required to get around the 1-mile track is similar how a shorter track is driven. 2 hours. Okay. So there we go. Nah, it's just racing, Ken says. Yeah, it sounds like some sort of science behind it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. They have full teams of engineers. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
They have semi. The team is a semi. Like there's a whole semi truck full of people, equipment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go inside if you get inside you ever go out there in these big races and go in the infield, it's a whole city in there of semis like you're talking about, Eric, and they got their tents, their desks, their shops. I mean, they're very mobile.
Hey, I have a question for Ken Borg. Who's this young kid that won the Daytona? From what I understand, he was the youngest kid to ever win this race. I saw an interview with him the other day. I'm like, damn, is this kid even old enough to drive? And he's out there rubbing paint going 200 plus miles an hour with these guys, man. It's
How old's
crazy.
the kid?
Let's see if Ken knows. I don't know how old he is, but he's freaking young, man.
You got to be young to go slinging around that track, I would think. You don't know any better.
Like I just drove from Detroit to Nashville and it took me like 8 hours. But, after 2 hours, I'm like, I got to get out of this thing. And I'm not going 200 miles an hour with another car this far away from me. Like, I don't know how the hell they do it.
Well, you need a pedal pack.
But I got to get out and stretch my legs and walk. Like, that is.
On our in the military days, our pilots stuck in the tube, the fighters or attack aircraft, they have a pedal pack, and it's used to they can't get out of the airplane, walk back to the restroom, so they have to pee in a bag.
I knew where you were going as soon as you said the name.
Yeah, pedal pack. Yeah, it's true. I mean,
William Byron.
You can't get out. You don't want to do it on yourself.
I mean, these pilots back in my day were flying 7-hour missions in northern Iraq off the Theodore Roosevelt, and they couldn't get out. So
unless you're flying tankers.
Well, if you're flying tankers, and you can wave to that fighter pilot off your wing and go, "Hey, I'm getting up to take a break." So, anyways, choose your airplane to fly out of training and choose your fate. I guess.
All right, this kid's name is William Byron, and he's 26 years old. He was born in 1997, November.
Okay.
Man.
Still seems young.
Yeah,
he was born in 1997.
Young. Yeah, he's young. 30.
Let's see.
29.
I think his and his net worth is already over $25 million. It's an insane amount of money, man.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely are an entertainment society. We'll pay the fees, the tickets, whatever. That's how we are in the United States.
Yes.
Except us nosebleeds, we're up in the top level.
We're
tickets.
Yeah, we're in the
we're way up there.
The bleacher creatures.
The bleacher creatures.
That's what we used to call it back in the day when I used to go to the original Tiger Stadium. We're the bleacher creatures.
Yeah, there you go.
You could buy a ticket for like $3 back in the day.
Can we talk about baseball now? I don't know.
Oh, I guess so, man. I see you're chomping at the bit.
Well, I don't know. I just want to make sure that producer in the background's not, doing this. Hey, Paulie, go ahead. He's fired. Get out of here. Go get a cup of coffee. Javier Baez batting 56 at batting average, Eric. I mean, the dude, when we had him in Chicago, he's a wild swinger at the plate, guys. He could do some things. He thinks outside the box when he's running bases. He's in the plate, the batter's box. He's got some skills, but he's also wild as heck. So, again, you can't tame him. He is who he is.
Yeah, but when's enough?
Exactly.
I'm about done.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm a Javi Baez sympathizer. I really am. But
yes.
I'm about done. It's getting to be too much.
Right.
That was done last year. You would think in these off seasons, like somebody like that would go hire the best of the best trainers and just work on it.
He did.
Like what the hell is he working on?
He had Aaron Judge's swing coach.
He's got
one in the off season anymore.
He's got one hit in the entire spring. So
that's not how you work in the off season anymore. You got to go to Cuba and just play in a league.
Yeah,
that's what all the good players do. They just go to the Dominican and play in a rec league.
Okay.
And it's just like way more competitive than MLB. So
right,
it's they get better.
I don't think it's not a work thing with him. Like he's putting in the work. He He reported to spring early. He had that hitting Aaron Judge's hitting coach. Like, they're doing stuff. It's in his head. Like,
maybe his bucket is all
Yeah.
razzled inside. Instead of the wires being connected, they're cut and they're going opposite directions. I don't know.
I think he has the yips. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think he has the yips.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you're going to have the yips, you get them over with in the spring training, hopefully.
Yeah, but he's also the type of guy that he gets them and then he's in his own head, and it'll be a month. You know, he'll go 0 for 30. You know, that's not an uncommon thing with him.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I know. We had him in Chicago.
And this dude is making $140 million over 6 years with the Tigers.
$25 million this year to go
Wow.
1 for 18.
Yeah.
What a joker.
NFL draft. I still don't know.
And one more thing about Baez, he led the league in errors last year too. I just looked at that up. So
Right, you can't have that.
Right, you can't have both. You can't do both. I don't know. I'm about done. But we signed into that stupid contract. Like, who's going to take that?
Nobody. We're stuck with him for what, 4 more years? How many more years we got him? 3 or 4?
3. It was 6. A 6
Yeah,
year
it was a total of 6 years.
I feel bad
21
for him.
was the first. I don't remember. I'm trying to forget.
Yeah. It's terrible, man. All you gotta do is throw the ball outside and in the dirt, and he's gonna swing every single time. It's crazy.
He's definitely a first pitch swinger. That's for sure. I've seen that over the years. I don't know how he is now, but the dude would just get up there and swing.
There's a compilation video of him swinging at balls that have bounced in the dirt on running around the internet right now.
Yeah. Hey, John, how your Yankees looking?
Not great. But
Perfect.
all right, it's preseason. We're not playing everybody, so we're split, and we're doing a lot of split rosters this year for some reason. We have like a couple of 2 games in one day type of situation. But we'll be all right.
They looked all right. They played the Tigers a couple of days ago. They looked, like you can't overreact or underreact in the spring. Like, you guys are working on stuff. But
You gotta know that your team is working on their weakest point. So like we're working on our bullpen. We're working on our next guy ups, lineups, and yeah, it needs work. So yeah, the results of that coming though.
Yeah, you guys had a couple of nice young prospects playing. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
What the Cubs doing over there, pal?
Being the Cubs, they're not playing everybody. We don't know what we got yet until it gets going. But they had a good, strong showing second half of the season last year, so there's hope. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I don't have much to say other than let's just get the regular season going and see when all the composition of all the starters are actually out there and see how it gels with the new manager from across the street, Milwaukee.
Yes. Yep. Well, we're 2-3 weeks away from the regular season for opening day.
Real baseball.
Yes. It's pretty exciting. I love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I'm sure we've already talked about this before, but I have no idea why they're starting games in March in the North. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Regular season starts next week in Korea on the 20th. The Dodgers and Padres, I think, are playing in Korea next week.
Yeah, I'd hate to. Eric, you were at the Cubs opener last year. We were in hoodies and knit caps, and
it's cold.
I mean, yeah, it's cold. I mean, and the argument is push the season later, but the owners won't do it. Ticket sales would hurt. They're just not going to do it. So, and if you push the season further out,
So start everybody in the South and work your way up.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like that,
horrible.
but yeah,
It's horrible.
it is. Why is that, John?
Just for a week
we
or
play in
two.
the North. We don't want to play in the South. We have no fans at the game.
Yeah, that's true. Ticket
We got to
sales.
start somewhere.
Yeah, we'll play in the cold. I'm fine with that.
And they will. You're right. They will.
They do. It sucks.
But you know what? The fans still show up in them cold games, and I mean, I don't have no problem going to a baseball
Spring training's
game.
cool. Spring training's real cool, but
Yeah.
I think it's. I don't want to push it back anymore. October baseball is October baseball. So
That's what I was going to say. If you push it further for the start time, you're only going to hurt it in October.
Then you're
it's
playing
going
in the
be,
wintertime.
Yeah, you're going to be playing at
then
Christmas.
you're really playing in the cold.
Either way, you're playing in the winter.
Yeah,
I'd
either
rather
way,
get it out of the way early.
unless they shorten the number of games, which they're not going
But
to.
they're not going to do that.
Nah, they would never.
No,
They could.
No way
but they
they'll do
wouldn't.
that.
They got a bottom line, the owners, period.
But I say just start the year off in the South and then come on up in April.
Yeah, that's a logistics nightmare, though.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
And ticket sales would hurt.
I think Detroit kicks it off in Chicago this year. The White Sox, not the Cubs, but on the other side of town. But I mean, Chicago in March, man, that sounds brutal on the lake.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Eric got a taste of it.
Yeah, it was cold.
Man, bust out your Carhartts.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And that's just for the fan. Like, I don't know how these players are out there. It's when you're pulling hammies and.
Yep. Got to stretch. Got to keep moving.
Warm them up, man.
Yep.
NFL.
Football.
NFL is draft is right around the corner.
Yep.
The Free Press just printed a map of the draft in Detroit, like the areas that they're going to do it. It's going to be quite sprawling.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep up on. I know we're supposed to talk about all the other teams and everything, but Chicago's the big story in the draft this year with Caleb, whether they're going to take him or not. So I believe they're going to take him, even with the antics that are going on behind the scenes. And but Justin Fields, teams are kind of holding off on picking up Justin Fields because you got Russell Wilson out there now, who went and interviewed with I think the Steelers and the Giants, and so Justin Fields' worth is kind of like stagnated right now. But we'll see how things unfold here pretty quick coming up in the next week or two. Decisions will be made, and I think the Bears will get Caleb. They will. They're going to draft him. I have other ideas on what I think Chicago Bears should do, but not going to listen to me. So we're going to be getting Caleb. It sounds like
Justin Fields' stats are next to horrible.
Yep.
Is he going to be a starter next year?
Wilson.
Well, he could be. He's young. He's got a lot of potential, I guess. The Bears, the Bears organization just looks feckless at selecting quarterbacks in top rounds. So they failed once again on their decision making with picking or they picked Fields, but they didn't develop him at all, from what I could see. He's still in the pocket as a quarterback. They got progressions they got to read for people out there, and if his progression is you're going for your first look, that person's not there, you go to a second look, a third look. Fields' problem is in the pocket when he either holds the ball too long because he can't read his progressions, or he reads his progressions and just sticks with the first choice and throws interceptions. I mean, so he's not developed. He still looks uncomfortable in the pocket. He's not a pocket passer. I get it. But you do have to, in the NFL, you got to pass from the pocket too, though. You can't just run out. You can't just run out to outside the tackle and make a circus play. And that's the problem with Caleb. Caleb, if you watch his videos, the kid has got serious talent. He's a magic maker out there in college level. In the pros, at 6'1", 200-something pounds, and he's fast. But in the pros, when you got defensive linemen that can run 4.4, 4.5s, you can't roll out and play this backyard type of football all the time because they're just going to kill you. They're going to catch. They got the speed to get to you. And so Caleb, even though you watch his highlights, he could do some crazy stuff and he's very athletic. He's going to have to, he's got some ways to go as far as being an NFL quarterback, because he's going to have to do a lot of stuff from the pocket, and watching film on him, I don't see him doing a lot of things from the pocket. I see him doing that rollout stuff and then making circuits. Yeah. He can't connect downfield though. He's got a hell of a connection downfield.
If the Bears pick him up, get ready to sign the keys over to him. See, he wants your organization.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
are the Bears gonna to put him in a system which he can thrive? Because I think
Good
Justin
point.
Fields could thrive in the right system.
I think Justin Fields is going to go somewhere else and start his career.
Right. Right. I think the Bears did Justin Fields a huge disservice. I think
that doesn't mean Caleb. The same thing will happen to Caleb, but I think Caleb's better. I think he's got more. I think he's better. But I think you got to develop him.
Better talent. Caleb's better talent wise.
Still got to develop him.
I think Caleb's a clown, but
Coach Eberhurst for the Bears did not pick Justin Fields as his quarterback. He did not pick Justin Fields as his quarterback. He came into the system. Justin Fields was already there. He's going to pick. If he picks Caleb, he could start from day one with Caleb. Now, I agree with John. The Bears. I mean, they didn't. Other than Cole Kmet and DJ Moore, which was last year, he didn't have any weapons around him. He did have a running game, but he didn't have no offensive line protection. So, I mean, I could go down the litany of things that he did not have as a support system. But at the end of the day, the Bears are under a lot of pressure to get this one right because of Trubisky days and now Justin Field days.
That was a joke.
Yeah, if they don't get this right, I think,
So listening to talk radio shows, which sports related, obviously, the consensus to me is the next team that picks Justin Fields up is to set him behind the starter for a year, let him learn the program, and then roll him out.
Yeah, I think they should have done that in Chicago too, but they rolled him right out.
Yeah, and
they threw him to the wolves with no one with him to help. Like what was that wide receiver room before DJ Moore?
Mooney.
Right. Clown.
Darnell Mooney.
Clown.
Yeah. Well, Mooney was pretty good, but he's not a number one receiver in a system. So Mooney, in theory, he was their number one receiver, but he's not a number one receiver. So that's what Fields had to go to. And, I don't know, guys, I think there's a lot of scenarios, I'd almost rather them just not take Caleb and see if they could get a bunch of draft picks and build more structure around the Bears on offense and defense and use that draft collateral from trading off Caleb and trying to use Fields and build more around him, I guess. I hate to say that because a lot of Bears fans are like, no, let him go. He's terrible. He's had 3 years shot. But I think you could get a whole lot of draft picks, in my opinion, to build the Bears core team. And you get more collateral out of it than keeping Caleb because I don't know, guys. Watch his highlight films. He's a circus act. He's like thrown in the backyard with the Nerf ball, and he's got the talent. In the pocket, you're gonna have to be a pocket passer, dude. And somebody asked him about his size in an interview the other day. He goes, "Well, nobody's ever asked me about my size." Well, dude, you're 6'1". You're not 6'4". You're not 6'5". You're 6'1". It's a legit question to ask about your size. The linemen
personally, I wouldn't touch him, especially after his he wouldn't let anybody give him a physical or look at his freaking medical records. Like, what? Like, is he hiding something, or he's just I don't know what it is. I wouldn't touch the guy, to be honest.
Well, what about all his antics from last year and the year before that? The dude's a terrible teammate.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah, I would hate to have him in my locker room.
Yeah, I don't know, Eric. I agree with you on that. He had there's nothing worse than having a bad locker room, right? Dissension, people, pockets of people talking on their own, starting to throw darts. I mean, he didn't have a crazy winning record in college, but he had a crazy film highlight reel of stuff that he did, and he is seriously athletic, no doubt. Does that translate to being a good NFL quarterback? I don't know. You can't just roll out and throw the Nerf ball all day. Not with them linemen coming at you and them linebackers that can run faster than you can. I mean, and the DBs out there are fast. I mean, it's a whole nother level. So I don't know. And then you know what? The Bears are going to stick them in there probably right away, eventually, and then we're going to have the. I don't know.
Justin Fields 2.0. It's going to be the same thing.
3.0 because now we got Trubisky, then you got Fields, and now you're going to have Caleb. I don't know. We'll see. I hope, as a Bears fan, that Caleb comes in there and and it clicks. Obviously, I have a lot of doubt though. Anyways,
the timing of this. So Breer then reported that he didn't come in for his 30 visit this week. They had changed the schedule, Caleb and his team, because they didn't want to ferry him back and forth. He's training in Jacksonville, Florida right now. So they didn't want him to go from, Indianapolis to Chicago to Jacksonville, then to USC for his pro day, which is on March 20th. So that was the reasoning behind not coming into Chicago this week. I haven't had a chance to ask anyone with the Bears like how they feel about this, but I would imagine it would be kind of frustrating because it does mess with your timeline of how you're handling the Justin Fields trade as free agency is about to open up here.
So there you go. The writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall, Bears. And I agree. Johnny Fisher, Chicago fan out there in Naperville, Illinois, and shipmate Navy, he says stick with Fields and work with him. I like that's what I'd rather do, and then get all them draft picks when you trade off your number one pick, get all those draft picks, and that would be, to me, more bang for your buck. That's it.
What's up, my dude, Alec?
Oh, who's Alec? Hey, Alec. Thanks for
One of
showing
my
up.
buddies.
Yeah.
Sup, dog? Yeah. I would, if I was the Bears management, I wouldn't even have interviewed him at the combine. To be honest with you, I would have sent a message.
Well,
you're gonna
lot
trash talk our organization, but you still want us to interview you. I'll take it.
You know what, Eric? You know what, Fleekster? I agree, man. This guy has not taken one snap in the NFL, and
Everybody
yet
trash talks the Bears organization.
Yeah, I do too. But I mean, he's calling the shots. He's running the show. He's the maestro. And you know what? The roles have flipped, and that to me is could
imagine when he's on your team how he's going to act. If he's going to act like this before he even signs, how's he going to act when he's actually on a team?
That's the thing that I've said a lot. You can have all the talent in the world, but the thing you can't teach is being a good teammate. You either have that or you don't, and he's proven over and over again he doesn't. So I wouldn't. Done.
And then you get a lot of stuff with him so far, and you know what? I don't know what's fake news out there or what's not about this kid, but there's so much stuff that's unusual about him.
Yeah, it's all negative.
Yeah, it's not. It does not portray him in a bright light.
Right. Say one nice thing about his character. Can you?
Seems
he's got pretty hair.
Yeah, there you go.
He's well spoken.
He seems like he's going to treat it like a business.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's a positive thing or not.
Well, his dad supposedly is a savvy business person, and you know what? Yeah, that's good. That's okay.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah, that's great. But you know what? You could be a savvy business person, but if you're doing things and making decisions that are at the detriment of what you're trying to get done here, I don't know.
Listen, if he was that savvy, he has to realize that the signing bonus between the number 1 overall pick, even down to the number 5 overall pick, it's millions and millions of dollars. So shut the hell up, do your interviews, work out for teams, and go along with the program, or you're going to cost yourself millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Right. That's what I was saying.
I'll say this. We've been talking about this dude for like 10 minutes. I asked you guys to name one nice thing about his character, and you haven't done it.
I don't have any.
I said he's well spoken.
And I said he has nice hair.
That's not like a character, like
no,
teammate, hard work.
I don't know anything about his character to speak positively about, but I don't hate everything he's doing. I really don't. I think he's protecting himself, and that's okay with me.
I don't know. There's something about him. There's something about him that
it's different. It's different. That's what it is. It's different. Nobody's done this before. It's different. Nobody likes change. That's what it is. I mean,
I do like.
There's no reason for him to throw at the combine. There's no reason. Absolutely zero.
No, there isn't. I like his confidence in some statements. Some statements I like his confidence. Absolutely. I don't want a timid individual out there as a potential leader. This guy is 20-something, 22, 20. He's going into an NFL locker room where guys are 35 years old with kids.
And I think you're totally right. I don't think it's a fit for everybody. Chicago, I don't think it'll work.
Right. I agree, John.
But in a team somewhere like Minnesota, I don't think that's a possibility, but like I feel like he would fit better in a place like Minnesota. He's got receivers. He's got older guys out there. You know, somebody that maybe could straighten him out because he definitely needs a couple of hammer marks to straighten him out. But
you need a nice veteran to take this kid under.
You need a nice veteran to show him what's what.
And
you
I advocate.
You almost need him to sit a year and play under.
Good luck with that.
Right,
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying?
Not
Like
this guy.
that would be ideal situation.
That's why he's going to end up in a place like Chicago, though, is because he's not going to sit a year. He's not going to. He wants to play.
And then you're thrown to the Wolves, and what's
you don't know. You really don't know. Is
well,
he
look,
good? Could be. He really could be.
Look how Green Bay does it, and I hate to say this, but Green Bay has a quarterback factory. They sit the quarterback. Their future quarterback sits, like Eric is talking about, and I totally agree with Eric. They sit behind a veteran, and they learn, and that veteran and that coaching staff gets time to mentor this kid. And, and they every couple of years, the Packers, now they got Love. Before that was a Rodgers. Before that was Favre. I mean, why is that? Because they follow the process like Eric is talking about, where they sit the young guy behind a good veteran quarterback. And so like the Bears, to sit Caleb, who are you going to get in there? You can't keep Fields and Caleb. So who do you get in there?
And do you want Fields mentoring him?
Whoa,
no. But I'm saying that you would. What I'm advocating is you would have a quarterback in the system where he could sit on the bench, like you're talking about, Eric.
Right.
And sorry, what's the guy from the Vikings? The guy that's come Cousins. That would be nice to have a Cousins come in there, and then let Caleb sit behind him. That would be ideal, but that's probably, like John is alluding to, that's not going to happen in Chicago.
It's just you can't have the perfect scenario, unfortunately.
Cousins already came out and said he wants to stay in Minnesota, but whether Minnesota wants to keep him or not, that's another story.
But that speaks on somebody's character when you act like, and nobody gets a perfect situation, but when you Eli Manning it, you're going to get this. You're going to get this hate. People are going to give you hate, and you're going to have to prove it. Eli won 2 Super Bowls. What's Caleb going to do?
Right. What I'm concerned about is that we flop again in this quarterback top draft thing. Trubisky, then Fields, and then we go into. I would be embarrassed for this. Or I'm already embarrassed by the Bears sometimes anyway. But
you're going to become the Browns with quarterbacks if you keep doing this.
Yeah. That's not going to work. I mean, they got too much at stake here. A lot of pressure. So we'll see how it unfolds.
Hey, where would the Bears be right now if they would have picked up Mahomes? Would they be sitting on trophies?
2 Super Bowls? I don't know, man. But
no, they wouldn't.
Super Bowls?
They would have screwed it up.
They'd have been better.
They would have even messed up Mahomes.
Would Patrick Mahomes be Patrick Mahomes?
Because of the fundamental problem here. The fundamental problem with the Bears is they didn't have a staff, a supporting cast around anybody. So. Yeah, bring back Lovey. Tom Whip says, "Yeah, no kidding."
I think they fired Lovey when he was 10-6, right?
Yeah, they did.
12-4.
Wow. Oh, he's 12-4, and
I think he was 12-4.
Bring him back.
And they fired him because they wanted to change. That was so stupid. But even if you had Mahomes in there, the Bears didn't have the support structure to support anybody.
Do they have it now? Are they ready for Caleb?
Well, I mean, okay, so the Bears did get DJ Moore. Komet is starting to step up at tight end. They need a little help on the offensive line. Yeah, and so they got a little bit more help, but
but are they ready for that? Is that because that's almost a luxury pick? Like look at what the Lions did and shoe up that offensive line.
So okay, this is the scenario that would work if the Bears pick Caleb at number 1. They got the 9th overall pick. The 9th overall pick, they picked that wide receiver from Washington Huskies. And that
what
kid,
if he's not there?
Okay, I'm just saying this is a hypothetical.
Plus, you have Justin Fields to trade.
Yeah, but I'm just stick with the quarterback thing. If you pick Caleb at number 1, and you can get the number 9 pick, that wide receiver from Washington.
Are you talking about Ojuse?
Yes, if you could get him. Now you're moving in the right direction.
You got 2 offensive players that know how to play football.
Yes, exactly. That would be my ideal situation.
Yeah, no, I
that's
would
a way
like
to
it.
start a
I just-
system. That's for sure.
These
them in the same
mocks
draft.
are so I don't trust the mocks. Like I've seen a few mocks with Oduze going 9 to the Bears. I mean, he could go 3, 2, like, and then you're gonna draft like that in hopes you get that guy, but he may be gone.
Well, you know what? All the coaches, all the general managers out there right now in interviews are lying to the public. They're not going to.
100%.
They're not going to disclose their deck cards right now. So they're saying whatever they got to say. It's all that stuff behind the scenes, So yeah, I don't know how you could.
So instead of picking up these position players that high, how about building up your trenches first?
Yeah,
right.
You need to do
That's
that
what
too.
I was saying.
Yeah.
The Bears got quite a few picks. They could get an O lineman in the second round to help out. They just picked up what's his name? Shoot, I can't recall his name now, but that guy's going to take over for center. His name skips me at this moment, but so they're replacing the center. But you're right, Fleek. The teams. Yeah, look at Detroit. Look at their offensive line, and look how much success they're having because they got the core system.
Starts in the trenches.
Your trenches is the core, exactly.
Build up your infrastructure and then go from there.
And look at Detroit. Their offensive line is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. I agree.
Yeah. How high did we draft Sewell? I think it was top 10, wasn't it, Fleek?
Yeah. And look at our position players like St. Brown. We got him in the second or third round?
Yep. There was, what was it, 14 other receivers taken before him?
A lot of skill players.
And this kid is
develop once they get there.
Yeah, St. Brown's good for you guys.
Every wide receiver in the draft could run, catch, and juke you out. Just make them work in your system, and you're going to have a great wide receiver. Give him a good quarterback. Wide receivers can get picked up late.
Yep,
I agree.
Yeah,
so you guys are still talking about racing.
Yeah, they're definitely. John. So I know this. I know one thing about NASCAR. When they're the fans, they are hardcore. They are hardcore fans.
One thing about Tony Stewart, I read his book years ago, man. That dude has won at every level except for Indy, and that's only because he didn't give it enough time. I'm pretty sure he would have mastered Indy too. And the first time he raced an Indy car, he was literally like, they're like, dude, why you suck so bad? He's like, I don't know what all these buttons are. I don't know what I'm doing in here.
Holy cow.
He just jumped in and started driving.
Right. Holy cow.
Might be dangerous.
Hey, what's this blue button do?
Yeah, like the technology is completely different from an Indy car to a NASCAR.
I don't know if I'd want a guy racing next to me that doesn't know what all the buttons do. That's
yeah, that dude is a straight up baller when it comes to racing, man. That guy.
Golf news. Tiger's not making the tournament. The recent, I can't remember which one, but he's not playing in the tournament. Tiger's gonna. What's happening?
The Arnold Palmer's this weekend. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so, Eric. I saw something about he's not playing in the tournament, and he's waiting until he gets into the senior. I think that's the senior
he'll
tour.
play the Masters this year. I bet he plays the Masters.
He'll play the Masters.
Yeah, he'll play. But I mean, I think you're going to see a resurgence of him once he gets into the senior tour. I think he's going to be competitive up there, more so than the regular tour.
Yeah. Another golf news. Will Zalatoris just is coming back from major back surgery, and he's about to win the Arnold Palmer today, maybe, hopefully.
Is he in the lead right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a cool story. Yeah, he had one of his spinal parts like fused into his back, so that's
Jesus.
yeah, it's a major surgery for a golf swing.
I get to start golfing next Friday. I get to go back to golfing. Ooh.
And then real quick, let's talk about about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Oh God!
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it's a joke.
I hope he knocked him out in 7 seconds.
He's 57 years old,
and he's gonna beat Jake Paul's ass.
Dude, yeah, he's a real boxer.
He's a monster, Tyson. Holy cow!
Yeah, I saw something. Tyson was talking about it. He said, "Yeah, Jake Paul is like an entertainer. This dude isn't a monster. Like I'm a monster. Don't step in the ring with me. I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I like Jake Paul's confidence, and he wants to, to get into boxing and stuff. But he took a very wrong step with this one.
Yeah, and then Jake Paul posted on Instagram of him telling his dad that he was going to fight Tyson, and his dad was like, "Yeah, I'm nervous. Like,
Yeah,
he's going to kill you."
Mike Tyson has a statement. He goes, "Everybody talk smack. Everybody talk shit until they get punched in the face."
by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, by Tyson.
Yeah,
Tyson, if you punch somebody in the face, yeah, Tyson, you're a very dangerous individual in the ring.
Well, yeah, and he's posting training videos now. Dude's 57, and it's still like the muscle memory is still there.
It's not even the power that's amazing; it's the speed.
Speed.
Yeah, his speed is crazy.
It's insane.
He's gonna kill. He's gonna kill him. He might.
I think that they're going to have to like register him as a lethal weapon after this. Be like, you can't fight anybody ever again. You just can't.
Yeah, like Johnny Fisher's saying out there, he's a pit bull. He is. He's a pit bull.
Yeah, what's Jake Paul? Jake Paul's at 27 or something. He's gonna get killed. Absolutely killed.
Let's face it, though. Jake Paul, or is it Jake Paul or
Jake Paul?
Yeah,
this dude, he doesn't want to be a boxer. He's just doing it for clicks
he's pretty
and
good.
for money.
I mean, he's a big dude.
No, I think he's good. He's okay.
He's not a real boxer, though. Let's face it.
He's okay.
Yeah. He's tried.
Yeah, but he's just okay. He's not a real boxer.
He's not a trained professional boxer.
Yeah, I saw
He's trained.
Last night. I saw a video on the progression of Mike Tyson's money. Before he started boxing, he was obviously worth $0. Then he was worth $2,000. Then he was worth $2 million, and he worked his way all the way up to like $250 million. Within a couple of years, he went completely to $0
because he went to jail.
His management
$0. Yeah, he went to jail. He was completely at $0, and then he went back up to now he's worth like a couple $1 million. So it's just a money grab.
He does it himself now.
Yeah, he's a money grabber.
Yeah,
they
could be a circus act. Stupid.
John
I think
King
it's a waste.
stole all that money from him.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, that was his story.
Yeah, that was Don, and Mike Tyson's from the hood. Like his
entourage. They gave an 18-year-old hood kid millions, and they were like, he'll fuck it up, and he did.
Yeah, and he didn't have when Don King is your father figure, you can't. You're done. You're done.
I would imagine most of the money he actually won from fighting, he never even touched.
No,
maybe not most of it, but a lot of it, never even saw.
No, he didn't see any of that. Any of it.
But
could you imagine having that Joker as your cellmate in prison?
Who? Tyson?
Mike Tyson. Yeah.
I'd be happy to have him as my cellmate. I'll be like,
with him.
This guy's protecting me here.
Yeah.
Well, if he hates you.
I want him to be. Well, if he hates you, now you got real problems.
Then you're probably going to die very soon.
You're hoping that he's your BFF in jail.
Yeah. You're leaving him an extra pack of ramen noodles every day.
I'm not sure that Tyson went to real, like, he was probably in confinement. They probably had to put him in confinement because people would be stepping up to him the whole time.
Yeah, people would probably be stupid enough to,
Well, a knife is
in there killing 12 people a week.
Johnny Fisher says, watch those ears. I can never forget that fight. I remember exactly where I was when Tyson bit Ken Norton, when he
Vander Holyfield.
Vander Holyfield's ear. I could not believe it. It was the craziest damn thing that I ever saw. But he said Holyfield was headbutting him the whole time. He was headbutting him. So he said, I bit his ear, man. They're friends now, according to what I see on social media. But
I bet.
Yeah, they're. I guess they
money off that fight.
They made a lot of money off of it.
Mike Tyson's calmed down quite a bit. Like
he's great. I think he's fully rounded off now. I listened to his podcast. He's knowledgeable and he's great.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's 57 years old. When you get older,
but he's a really good role model. He really is a good role model.
When you get older, though, you calm down. I mean,
he goes on Joe Rogan often too.
Yeah, him and Joe get along.
I think he's I mean, it's nice of a person as you can be as Mike Tyson. I think he
surrounds himself by good people. I mean,
yeah, he's done well now.
He's friends with Michael Ferenzi, ex-mob guy who, cleaned his act up. He's friends with him. He's 57 years old, and when you get older, you calm down. I mean, just look at me. I'm 58. Look how calm I am.
What?
What? Oh, what? Would I say something wrong?
Yeah, you're calm.
Yeah, we got to stop the show now.
What the hell? Don't lie to our
Lies,
freaking
lies.
viewers, man.
Oh, okay. I feel like
And to be fair to Mike, he did knock some dude out on a plane recently. That was
probably
talking
deserved
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah. You want to talk, you want to talk smack? You want to shoot your mouth off Mike Tyson? Are you nuts? You know?
You gotta be, dude.
You gotta be. You gotta be. There's something wrong there.
I've never seen anybody punch like he punches. Like, it's just the physical motion of his punches hurt me watching it. It's
even at 57. Even at 57.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, nothing has changed. It's that uppercut comes in, and it's like you watch that dude's head rock back, and you're like, oh.
I just remember him when he was young, and he came out in those black shorts, and it was from the minute the bell rang, the dude was just
Right
like
at you.
I was like,
Right
who
at
is this guy? This guy is a beast, man. I mean, I just remember he was no joke, man. Whew.
And there was no talk. Like he didn't talk. He didn't come out and do anything flashy. He wore the black
He
tights,
was pissed at that
black
point. I think
boots.
by the time he got in the ring, I think he blacked out and he was just seeing red. And at that point, you just don't want to be the guy in front of him.
It was just something that I mean, I had watched Muhammad Ali box back in the day when I was a kid, and Foreman, but then this Tyson kid came in the ring, and this was a beast right off the bat. I was like, oh
Tyson
my God.
was the first boxer we saw. Like, Muhammad Ali was just finessed you. He was just faster than you, smarter than you.
Who's a better boxer, Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather?
Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather danced for 50
classes.
Yeah, but Mayweather, no, Mayweather did this whole, dodge, and that's part of boxing. I get it.
Yeah.
But no, Tyson to me is better. Floyd is a great boxer, no doubt, because he was smart and he knew how to dance around and dodge.
Yeah.
And
he never lost a
fight
match
unless he gets knocked out.
He never lost a match in 50
He's
rounds.
undefeated.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. And he'll win that fight if he doesn't get knocked out. You have to knock him out. Otherwise, he's going to get more punches in.
Right. Yeah, exactly, John.
I think Mike Tyson's the greatest boxer of all time.
I do too.
I think Mike would knock him out.
Now,
I think Mike would knock out everybody.
Sonny Liston, Muhammad.
Not everybody, because
you got those
Mike's
two
got a couple losses.
Yeah, he's not perfect. But
I think Mike Tyson's the most ferocious boxer I've ever seen.
Absolutely agree.
But Muhammad Ali, man, I'll tell you what, Cassius Clay, he did his thing there. I don't know. He was a great one too.
That would have been cool to watch. I think he would have translated to nowadays.
You're praising him for the same exact thing that you just dogged Mayweather for.
Yeah, I know.
Muhammad was the freaking biggest dancer.
Yes, he was. But you know what? But Muhammad could take a hit and he could give a hit, and he was calculating. He would let his opponents literally tire themselves out, and so it's a well, you got a boxing, right? There's an art to it. You can't just go in there, I don't think, unless you're Tyson. You can't just go in there and start plowing away. You got to have a strategy, and
Tyson was harder to hit too. He was more muscular. Like you could hit him. He was okay with taking a shot. Ali and Floyd were much more. Don't touch me. You can't beat me if you can't touch me.
I mean, Muhammad would sit up against the ropes and just let the guy tire him out. Then he'd come in and he had Muhammad had Muhammad had a swing. No, he had that uppercut that was, but he said Foreman hit harder than anybody he's ever boxed. Though Foreman hit the hardest.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, his fist is like this wide.
Yeah, the problem with boxing though. Muhammad Ali was also drooling on himself for the last 20 years of his life.
Yeah, they stayed too long. Yeah. And so did Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about another great boxer, Sugar Ray. And Roberto Duran, except he did the whole no mas thing, and that kind of.
Tommy Hearns.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Tommy Hearns. Yeah, he was a good one too.
Yeah, Detroiter.
Is that where he came from? Detroit?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Before we shut her down, I just want to bring up the fact that the Detroit Red Wings came in with a 6-game winning streak, and now they can't freaking. Now they're struggling. I think they dropped 4 or 5 in a row now.
4 in a row, and they did nothing at the trade deadline.
0.
We'll see.
The Hawks won a travel game for. That's all I got.
Yeah, we'll see. Yzerman said he likes the boys, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I would love to finally get that first round win, to be honest with you.
I just want to say for hockey, one last thing. The greatest hockey caller of all times is Don Cherry. I love that guy. Don Cherry was the on the Canada network system. I had access to it for a couple of years. Don Cherry. I wish he was still calling hockey games.
Dude
That
was a
incredible.
legend. He got caught up in the wokeism of America.
Yes, he did. But Don Cherry.
That boy got canceled.
Yeah, he got shut the heck down. Boom, done.
Yes, he did.
Too
Unfortunately.
bad for hockey because I loved him. Anyways, that's it.
All right. Anybody else got anything before we wrap up? We're at a little over an hour, which is awesome. So
sign up for the March Madness.
Yes, just a reminder. March Madness, March Madness, March Madness. Send us a message. Get with Eric. Get your it's not a square, but buy-in. Let's do this.
Brackets.
Help us out. Get the bracket. And go Sparty.
Yeah, we'll see.
There you go.
Well, it is March, so we'll see what happens. All right, guys. See you guys next Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Peace out.